Hello, everyone. Good to see you again. Star Citizen has had a whole bunch of activity going on. It's pretty amazing and astounding. Today, we're going to start looking at some of these spaceships in actual flight. Now, it's going to take me a while. There's a lot going on there. In fact, there's like a 29-page manual on how to fly these ships. It's not exactly like your usual arcade kind of game. So you have to pay attention. So I might get things kind of goofy, but we're only going to do one little thing today. Well, in this episode, and then we'll kind of go on and do some other things. And we'll in my next episode, I'll also go through and look at what showed up in my hangar for my review. It's well, anyway, all this is pretty astounding. But let's go ahead and just get started. When you first want to get into Commander. Arena Commander, you need to put on your helmet. So, helmet's on. I have currently 2 ships in my hangar which I can fly in Arena Commander. Now the first one is this 300i. It's very much like my 325A, but it's not quite as beefy in the guns and those things. And it's a lighter aircraft, but because of what I want to show you today on this one, let's go over to the Hornet. The Hornet is the current top of the line fighter, but it also has it can show you some of the things I really want to show you in this video. So walk with me over here, and here's this marvelous ship. Open it up, and let's just go ahead and climb in. Now, just look at the resolutions in this game. Look at the detail. This is just astounding for just quote a game. Gets everything turned on, and Arena Commander. So there are several modes. There's the Spectrum match, which is fighting other players. I don't have access to that yet. Will sometime in the near future. The one I have is Drone Simulator, and you have a couple of different maps: Broken Moon and Dying Star. Now we'll just pick one of these. Dying Star, and we have free flight, and then you can fly the Vandal Swarm, which is computer generated spaceships. We're not going to do that because what I want to show you is really this remarkable game. We'll go ahead and just launch, and it'll get me in. Takes a while to load up, but the thing about this is the amount of detail, and when you think of a game, especially arcade game, you think, well, how complex can it be? Well, the models of these ships aren't just like a pretty outside of the ship. Where in most games you see the outside of the ship, and that's nice. But this has all the working parts built into it. The thrusters, the positional thrusters, the main thrusters, and everything. They're all coordinated, and they all work as if they're supposed to. It's like a real spaceship if there were real spaceships. And it's all based on Newtonian physics, so it behaves correctly.
Anvil Aerospace. All systems online.
There you go. Let's go ahead and just move on out. Now you can see we're not going to see many. We're not going to see anybody to fight in this simulation. And we'll just stop the ship for a minute here. You can see how it turns. You can see my hand turning down below too. Everything's kind of matches up. And if you just pay attention to the detail, Let's fly out of here. Try not to run into rocks. So many things you have to be aware of. Let's look at our overhead. Here's the weapons status. And you can see weapons 1 and 2 and 3, and then your rack of missiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then if I look at my power, for example, if you're in a fight, sometimes the power, you can lose power to your guns or to your missiles, because maybe you've been shot in an area where the conduit is, and that means that kind of stops, or you can just wear out your guns. So that tells you how what's going on with your power and your allocation. Jumping back to the weapons, that tells you what the status is. 100%, how much ammunition you have, and how many rockets are left. And there's the shields. That tells you this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 shields. Now the other ship that I fly, the 300i, and this one, or the 325, only has 2 shields, one front, one back. So this has front, back, left, and right. And the shields on the Hornet are much stronger. They're like a level 4 versus level 3 on the 300 the 300 series. So there you have that. And so you get all the situation information you need and more. Of course, we don't have anybody to fight right now, so not too difficult. Now you're saying, well, you're looking out the cockpit window, you can't see much. Well, when you've got your radar going, it seems to work just fine. Now I'm using the mouse to fly this thing, a mouse and keyboard, and I find that for me that's best right now. Some people hate it, some people love it. A lot of people love the joystick, and some like the HOTAS, which is you've got a device that's both a stick for your right hand and then power for your left hand. So it is indeed kind of what works for you. I'm going to try to get used to using my joystick. I do have one, but I wasn't really very good at it. Now, in this starship that I'm flying, it's basically under control of a computer. Well, not my desktop, but the onboard computer of this ship. So what happens is it won't allow you to do a maneuver that will black you out. So it has safeties built in. But I can decouple that simply by pushing this button, and it says that it's now been decoupled. And what that allows me to do is to fly by just fly it as regular. But what happens is I can make a turn, or I can actually, if I'm going in one direction, and I can spin this thing around so it's going backwards, so I can shoot somebody who's chasing me. You can't do that when it's in the coupled mode, or you're in the safe mode. And the one thing I wanted to show you. Okay, hang on. I know that I ramble a lot, so bear with me. There might be something worthwhile here at the other end. The other thing I can do is I can go ahead and change my view. That's the back view. That's the front view. That's backed up a little bit. Now, what I wanted to show you here is, let me get a little bit closer. You can see the thrusters actually working. Here, now look, isn't that a clean, nice, beautiful shot of this spaceship? But let's go ahead and run this straight down. If I were landing in a vertical takeoff and landing, I would simply hit my down button, and you can see how the thrusters all work, and they turn. These are all gimbal thrusters, so you can you can see them turning, and you can also see them automatically stopping or arresting your descent. Once again, the computer is in control of that. And if I want to go back up, same thing. But you watch it as I maneuver around. See how those little thrusters keep working? Pretty amazing stuff. Now let me show you the guns. Alright. Back to my internal view. Now, let's go ahead and turn. This is amazing. Look at the clarity on that. This thing is just beautiful. Oh, I know what I was doing. Okay, recoupled. Now I can fly a little more effectively. I don't fly too good in the uncoupled version. So, pretty astounding stuff. In Chris Roberts' new space epic thing. Now, this is just kind of the start. Of course, this is going to be a whole complete universe, complete with buying and selling and sharing and starting factories and trying to, expand your business throughout the cosmos. Pretty heady stuff, and a lot of fun. And I'm just loving this. And I'll in the next video we'll take a look at some other ships that are coming available and talk about those. And I'll also have in my next outing we'll talk about the we'll talk about actual fighting. We'll take this bad boy against the Vandals, and hopefully by then I'll have enough practice that I won't make a complete doofus out of myself. But anyway, that's what I do in my spare time, and I've got a lot of spare time. So I'll be studying up to be sure I can fly this spaceship appropriately. And hey, thanks for watching. Look for my next one coming up. Be sure and like me if you like me, and be sure to just go ahead and sign up for my channel, and you'll know whenever I have a new one coming up, maybe in War Thunder as well. So who knows? Anyway, thanks for everything, and we'll see you later.